Breaking news report. The bodies of 3 members of the Mexican Special Forces. Ambassador Stevens is meeting with President Higuera now. Homeland Security has identified this as a symbol of white supremacy and vows to hunt them down. This is a scene from Mike Barron's The Private American. This news report comes shortly after 3 ambassadors, we'll say, are found dead on the Mexican border with the Punisher skull attached to their bodies. Now, meanwhile, you have second-generation Cuban-American Marcos Zamora and his buddy, Chris, that are laughing their asses off, chilling at their place, giving out Nazi salutes as a mockery to the news report because the media thinks that it's a couple white guys are doing this, white supremacists, all because of the Punisher symbol. But Marcos understood the assignment. He left that skull there because he understood that real ones know what the Punisher skull means. It's not a symbol of white supremacy. It never was. If the Punisher skull is a symbol of white supremacy, right-wingism, and all that bullshit, then so is the Batman, because the bat signal sits right on top of the police department for Gotham City. So if the Punisher is being, pretty much destroyed in the comics so that he can be stopped being viewed as a hero, then so should be the same case for Batman. But wait, Batman doesn't kill, Batman doesn't use guns. Guns bad. Punisher has guns, so guns bad. Do any of you hamsters running in the back there on those wheels get where I'm coming from with this? So, yeah. Marvel is no longer the house of ideas. DC is dead comics. If you want to get started on brand new comic book universes, a brand new comic story, then go up and pick up your copy of The Private American. It's basically Death Wish or The Punisher on the Mexican border. I got 2 copies. I think this is the Rude cover. I could be completely wrong. I don't have the artist's names memorized for the individual covers. I want to say, no, that's not Steve Rude. That might be Mr. Dan Lawless. And this is the Steve Rude cover that I'm going to keep in wrapping until I go to Comic-Con and get an autograph from Mr. Mike Barron and Mr. Richard Bonk, who did the splendid artwork for this comic. Mr. Richard Bonk, and of course interior colors by Mr. I'm probably butchering his name, Marcio Ferrere from Pencil Blue Studio. Big studios. And it's kind of cool that Mr. Jim Steranko backed this comic, and I was not too familiar with that gentleman's name, though it did seem to come across my memory's eye. This dude did quite a bit of interesting, very graphic design styled pop artwork for Nick Fury comics. Was it in the 60s, I want to say? Possibly in the 60s, if not the 70s. But yeah, I'm probably going to be doing another video, a more appropriate video review regarding Private American. But I just want to get my 2 cents out about the Punisher. Punisher is not a symbol of white supremacy. It is a symbol like any other symbol in superhero comics, whether it's the X symbol from X-Men, Spider-Man, Daredevil, where it's an ordinary citizen or just a citizen of the city, of the world, that's taking matters into their own hands and exacting justice, not upholding the law because the system was broken to begin with. That's how Gotham birthed Batman. That's how you have, a blind lawyer fighting crime at night, So all these superheroes are vigilantes. We've always rooted for the vigilante because they're heroes that can do what we can't do. And even if we don't necessarily agree with their methods, we can see where they're coming from. But the Punisher, I mean, we're talking about a guy, he's a U.S. Marine, for crying out loud. You know, he goes out of his way to make sure that there aren't any civilian casualties. He'll definitely smoke out any corrupt official, including, what I consider government-issued thugs, the boys in blue, because our Constitution doesn't guarantee protection from our own fucking law enforcement. Yeah, we've always liked superheroes. We've always loved the vigilante story, one way or another. So, Frank Castle, Punisher. Long live the fucking Punisher. I don't care what Marvel has done to this character. I don't care what other ideas they may have with John Bernthal in the future to come. The Punisher lives on, and those who know and realize what it is that he does and why he does it. And like I said, you miss the days when the Punisher used to exact hard boiled justice. Private American. I think $25 a pop. Strong cover, decent sturdy cover, good paper. That's not like the cookie sheet paper from McDonald's, aka the paper they print Marvel comics on nowadays. So I'm thinking, smelling American. Anyway, guys, love you. If I don't get around to it on July 4th to do another video on this comic, happy Independence Day. Fuck Juneteenth, because BLM did not provide any of those millions that they got from donations to help the neighborhoods from where Floyd's family came from.